I'm not pushing any more buttons.
Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land tonight? I hope this finds you well. Lord have mercy. It's been a technical difficulty week. Mercury is in retrograde and it is just kicking everything all around. We've got a sit-in for Matt tonight. This is Scott from CorkboardTV helping me out with the stream.
I'm just going to bring yours up on the other screen, and then we'll be good to go.
All right. He's getting everything set up over there, learning how StreamYard works. And we had everything working fine. He hit a button and set everything flying cattywampus, and we had to set it all back up again.
One button, Brenda. One button.
That's all it takes. Just one button.
And I found it all by myself.
Oh, mercy. Well, okay. I hope everybody's doing well. And for anybody that's new here that doesn't know what this is all about, neither do we. But what we try to do here is it's called Mind Equals Blown. And if y'all give us some odd but true facts out there in the chat room, I'm going to give you cowbell rings. And I don't know what Scott's going to give you. Maybe a hard time.
Well, it depends what's said.
But whatever we give you, it's just for fun. It doesn't, doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost us anything. We're just here to have a good time. And if you ask us to show your channel up here, you say raise the curtain, and one or the other of us is figure out how to do that. Usually it's Matt that brings them up, but I think I can figure out how to share the screen and get your channel up here if I need to, and we'll take a look at it. Let's see, other things that we do here. We joke around, we have a good time, we network. You can take a look at each other's channels here, and if you like what you see over on somebody else's channel, watch a video of theirs, see if you like it. If you do, hit the like button and then share it around, because nobody wants to be the best kept secret on YouTube. And hit the red button and leave them a comment on their video, letting them know that you've been there. That's how we do things here in the hood. Let's see. We've also got some people out there in the chat tonight. Awesome Wood Things. That's Matt. He's setting this one out tonight. We'll say hey to you. We got Mutt Nuts Reviews in the house. We'll say hello to her. We got Him and I Woodworking in the house. Good to have you. Mark Lindsay CNC is in the house. Good to have Mark with us here tonight. Let's see. Simply Wooden Creations. That's Russ Clarity. I'm on his panel on Saturday nights. I missed last Saturday because my computer, my big tower, took a dive. The hard drive crashed, and I don't mean just a little bit. It has froze up. You couldn't turn it with a sledgehammer. It's a mess. So I'm working on the laptop until such time as I got my tower back. But I will be over on Russ's show next Saturday. Let's see here. We got Movie Buff in the house. Good to have you. She said that I won the contest with Carolyn. Oh, well, that's great. What you probably need to do is drop me an email, and I'll put my email in the chat for you, and give me a link there on how to get a hold of her. That would make it so much easier for me with my computer all messed up. So if you could do that for me, Movie Buff, I would really appreciate that. That would be wonderful. We got Cool 2D Touch in the house. Good to have you with us. We got Billy Bird in the house. Mr. Doughboy 356 is in the house. Carrie Mace is in the house. Bobby McNutt is in the house. Wow, I haven't seen Bobby in a long time. Good to have you here. Jim Bashirs is in the house. He wants to know, so what happened with the cow? I think you mean what happened with Heifer. Heifer is on the down low until I get my tower back, because all my Heifer settings was in the tower, and this laptop can only do just so much. So Heifer's going to be in the barn until we get the tower back. No Heifer bot for a couple of weeks here. Hopefully I'll have it back soon.
Did the cowbell go with Heifer?
What's that?
Did the cowbell go with Heifer?
No, the cowbell's right here.
No. I hate that thing.
Asking you shall receive.
I think it should be a combined deal. Send the tower, the Heifer, everything that way.
No, we always have cowbell. If it wasn't for the cowbell this week, I think I'd have lost my mind because, cowbell. What's that feller says that he's got a fever, and the only way that you can take care of that fever is with more cowbell. And that's me.
Yeah,
This week,
that's all wrong.
this week, if it wasn't for the cowbell, I'd have really been a mess.
It's just wrong.
The people that know me already know that I've been a mess this week because, every time they try to get in touch with me, they know I've just been so overwhelmed because, when you lose a hard drive and all your stuff is in, all my OBS stuff, all my stuff for my videos was in there, everything was in there. The only things that wasn't in there is I had 4 Heifer Havens, well, 5, because I put one up the other day, but I had 5 Heifer Havens recorded that I had moved over here to the laptop. But everything, all my OBS, everything is gone. So, and
so you're going to be new and improved.
Well, it will be when I get it back. Right now, yeah. I'm in the mud hole. Oh gosh! But Whispering Cauldron just come in. Good to have you stopping by to show some love. Good to have you. Glad you're here. Misery loves company. So. Oh, Mark said that the password is carbonite.
We back up often. You got that right, Mark.
Well, back up early and back up often. You can only back up so much stuff. I had a lot of stuff backed up to the laptop. I just didn't have all my video stuff backed up, my OBS and all that. So that's where it is really struck me hard is, all my backdrops on OBS, all my banners, everything that I had up there in the sources, it's gone. Poof.
Yeah, I keep about 2 backups for everything.
Well, you can never have enough, obviously. I'm glad I had backed up what I had backed up, but, all my video stuff. And as a result, sadly, I had to back out of Maker's Rock. I was in the Maker's Rock challenge and I had my project done. I had all my video stuff on the tower, on that hard drive. And so I cannot compete now because of it's not really competition, but I can't participate because I can't do the videos that they require for the Maker's Rock because all of my maker material was on that tower. So I guess it doesn't hurt anything for you to me at least show you what I made. But this is the album that I'd made for the Maker's Rock. It's the Blues Brothers with Jim Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. And I worked on it all year. So you can imagine the tears that passed when I realized that all my Maker's Rock stuff was on the tower and I wasn't going to be able to participate. So there you go. At least I get to show you, that I did the work. And I worked a lot on that project. But maybe better luck next year. You can only do what you can do. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. But
Carolyn to be free just stepped in.
Hey, Carolyn, good to see you. I understand that I won your prize there on your channel. I'll put my email in here again for you to get in touch with me. And
or I can do it for you.
There you go.
Give her my email.
There's my email, Carolyn. You can get in touch with me and we'll work out the details on that after my stream tonight. Speaking of after my stream tonight, Scott does a stream after mine, a little bit after mine, about an hour after I shut down. And
a little different stream.
I'll let him tell you all about it. Go ahead. Floor's yours. He don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm mostly a travel and exploring channel. So I just talk about that and videography and YouTube. And if sometimes we get a little political, but we are not politically correct. So if you're offended, don't come by. Some of the people have very strong opinions, but they don't attack. If they attack, they get kicked out. However, we try to stay away from politics and more into the travel. And tonight we're talking about DJI drones. They came out with a new app, and it's to track everybody. And I think they've gone too far with the privacy, and we're going to chat about that. That's pretty much it for the nutshell. And then we'll squirrel off like I always do to somewhere else. That's it.
Okay. Well,
Pretty easy.
that way, everybody knows what you do over there, and it gets you a few
Yeah.
more eyes on your channel, and people can come over there and participate in the chat about the topics. Last week you had a whole bunch of topics on there of news of the day kind of things, and
Yeah, different headlines we called it. I'm going
and
to
I
do that
think
once a month.
if somebody comes into the chat and they have something that they'd like to talk about too, they can probably throw that in there and see what
Always.
other people have to say about it. Get a every once in a while I see something and I'll ask people, hey, I saw this and what do you think about it? Just to get other people's opinions on it.
Absolutely.
Because everybody has kind of a different opinion on things.
Well, we start off with a topic or two just to get us going. And wherever it goes from there, it goes from there. And it's usually, some of the guys are more political, some aren't. Last week we did 10 headlines, and one of them was Keith Richards stopped smoking at 76. And he says it's one of it's from headlines from around the world. I scour the newspapers and I put the headline up and we talk about that, and whether you've smoked or you've stopped smoking because I know my parents both smoked and they quit, and they're the most argumentative to any smoker there is now. They just hate it.
Well, I used to smoke. I quit back in 2008. 2 packs a day, but I put them down. They just got too expensive, and it wasn't good for my health. I could tell, that my health was not the way it should be. And I put them down and went cold turkey. It was rough for a couple of weeks, but I've not picked one up since, and I don't intend to. And if other people smoke, I'm not opposed to that. I'd prefer that they didn't, because now I finally got my clothes and hair and everything smoke free. And
yeah.
I kind of like to keep it that way. But, if they do, well, I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Of course not.
But, there are some people that really get red if you've been smoking around them.
Well, the smell really bothers me. It always has. I've never even had a drag out of a cigarette in my life. Not even a drag. But if you want to put a beer in front of me, I'll find a place for it to go.
Well, see, I used to do a lot of drinking too, and I quit that too. I'm almost a saint.
I don't do a lot of drinking anymore.
But
I won't pass up a cold beer.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't have sex. So what's next? Sainthood?
Close. I've heard a few choice words you shouldn't be using for saints.
We got a few new ones here in the house. We'll say hey to. We got Luanna Pierce in the house. We got Margie Yeoman's come in. So she says, so sorry you had computer issues, but I must say your laughter and humor is still enjoyable, and I think you found the fountain of youth, my friend. You look fantastic. She's talking about my new haircut. I had it the other day. I just had enough. My hair was just out of control. I felt like a sheepdog. I couldn't deal with it anymore. My girl was on vacation. She went to Epcot and left me looking that way. And I said, okay, I've had enough. We're going to go short. And enough, anything's enough. So I found another girl that's just up the street from me that was willing to give it a go and cut my hair. I thought she did a pretty good job on it. And I've gone short on the sides and, not quite as long on the top, a little shorter on the top, but
just have to foof the top.
Yep. Put a little root boost in the top of it and use some gel on the sides of it there to it's a little spiky on the sides. I kind of like that. It scares my haters. And
Mr. Doughboy, he replaced his bed and his wife hit the roof. Sorry, Mr. Doughboy. He replaced his bed with a trampoline. His wife hit the roof. I like.
Oh, mercy. Luanna says that she likes my hair and my makeup tonight. Well, thank you very much. I'm really not opposed to this camera on the laptop because it's not as clear as my Logitech. So, the say, how do I want to word that?
Soft.
The diffusing.
There you
That's
go.
the word I was looking for. The diffusing of the camera lens makes me look a little bit better. You don't get to see all them fine lines and age spots and stuff, you know, that normally pop up there, making you look so clear. Oh, let's say Adventures in the Heartland's in there, and Simply Wooden Creations. He's saying that it looks pretty good. So yeah, you know, hey, you got to do what you got to do. It's going to be easy to take care of. I know that much. Mark Lindsay says he's got a fact. Time is the only word in the English language that begins with T-I-M, and dreamt is the only word in the English language that ends in, or it, let's see.
Ends with MT.
MT. Let's see. Did I read that? I didn't read that correctly.
Mark, what does Timesis mean?
Yeah, Timesis. I said time is, or yeah, time. It's Timesis. Timesis is the only word in the English language that begins with TM, and dreamt is the only word in the English language that ends in MT. Timesis is when you split a word and add a word in between, like also flippin' lootly.
I see that. That's great. Should I bring out this one?
Yeah, Scott's got a couple books here tonight.
You can do this one.
He's going to read some facts out of his books, and I found some facts too up here when I cleaned
or
the
this
desk
one, the golf one.
Okay.
Which one would you rather be scared by?
The first one. I
Okay.
mean, you know, if we're going to do it, let's do it right.
6 people died in bullfights in 2004. What a shame there weren't more. This guy puts out the facts, and then he has a little comment, like, too bad there wasn't more. Boating accidents claim an average of 700 lives each year.
Wow.
The majority of them are on water.
I get tickled watching some of them videos that they put up from time to time about guys that try to put their boats in the water, you know, and
backing up. Yeah.
Well, they're supposed to, and some of them don't understand that, and they drive down into the water.
Some of these things are. An adult tiger can kill its prey with a single bite and can eat large amounts of food, up to 180 pounds, in just a few days. Phew, I'm safe. He always puts the stuff afterwards, right?
Yeah,
meaning it's over 180
if they're going to
pounds.
come after me, they better bring friends because it'll go to waste.
Well, they travel in packs. Some of these medical ones, I got to find a couple that are just amazing. All humans exist for half an hour as a single cell at conception. Some of us stay that way.
Yeah, there are some that do stay that way.
Yeah, it's some of them are. I want to find some of the really weird ones. You know, I usually read this while I'm sitting on the toilet, not in front of a camera.
Well, would it help you if you just took your pants down while you read?
Nobody wants to see that.
I mean, we're nothing if not obliging here on the Brenda G's channel.
I'd moon you before I did that.
We want you to feel comfortable.
Oh, I'm comfortable. You don't want me too comfortable on here, Brenda. And you know those beers I was talking about? You don't want me drinking before this either.
You watched enough of my shows to know that you can never tell what I'm going to do or say. I don't even know what I'm going to do or say. So how are you supposed to know? Oh, mercy.
King John of England died in 1216 from overeating. Guess there wasn't much happening that year.
Say, did you know that in every episode of Seinfeld, there is a Superman somewhere?
I never knew that.
Sort of like that Playboy bunny on the cover of the Playboy magazine. C-Dub's Journey's in the house. Good to have you with us this evening. She says, thumbs up this stream. Hi, everyone. Brenda G's Designs. You are rocking your new hairstyle, lady. I can't say it, but or I can't stay, but I'm leaving your stream running. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, C-Dubs. Thank you for the compliment on the hairdo. Good to see you. She's out there still on vacation. I think she's going to be ending it in about a week, but good to have you with us.
Mark said, no number from 1 to 999. Includes the letter A in it when you write it.
Yep.
Mark, where the hell are you getting all these facts, man?
Yeah, you got to get to 1,000 before you get an A.
Do you have a book?
I looked a whole bunch of them up online and printed them off a while back. Is what I did. That's how I ended up with a stack. Say if Barbie was life size, her measurements would be 39, 23, 33. She would stand 7 feet 2 inches tall.
Well, that would put my head in a good position. I'm just spitballing here.
So Mark says that he married a daughter of a librarian, so he reads out of self-defense.
Yeah. Another word for be quiet. Go read.
Well, let's say you're still in Arizona, right?
Yes, I am. And it was 75 degrees here and sunny today.
And how long will it be before you head back north?
Not till mid-April.
Okay.
Hopefully all the snow is gone by then.
So you got about 2 months to go?
Yeah, about that. Just under that.
Yep.
It's great down here. Nothing but shorts and t-shirts.
It's horrible here.
It's cold back home too. And I feel for everybody. I really do. And I tell them that every time I tell them it's 75 and sunny.
Well, I'm a pretty good way south of Canada, and it's still horrible. It was like 20 degrees here all day today, and well, probably closer to 10 with the wind chill factor. It's just been horrible. I had to run some errands a while ago. I thought I was going to freeze clear to death before I could get back home.
We don't have a wind chill factor here.
Yeah, it's beautiful there. I like to do a lot of dreaming about what I'm going to do when I win the lottery. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
When,
because I know it's coming. So at first I was aiming to go down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, because I love the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
But then I found out that it floods down there all the time.
Yes, it does.
And when I found that out, I said, oh no, we ain't doing that. No, I'll go to visit when it's dry. I have no intention of going down there and having to try to tread water. No, we're not doing that. So I have come now to rest on Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Hot Springs, Arkansas. What's there?
Well, it's
other than the hot springs.
Well, it's got decent weather.
Okay.
Today it was in the 50s down there, while I've been at 10 to 20 degrees here.
Right.
So yes, okay, that's doable. They get very little snow. I mean, maybe a couple inches of winter. It doesn't amount to a hill of beans compared to what we get up here. And it's very pretty country.
Right.
And they have a lot of touristy, kind of things. It's got all the what I call the amenities of home. All the places that you'd shop or eat or that sort of thing. It's a nice sized city. So yeah, I think I could be very happy there as long as I had a place kind of out in the country. I wouldn't want to be right in town.
Well, and what is the winters there, temperature wise?
Generally in the 50s, maybe 40s.
See, in Arizona here, it gets down to freezing 32 at night.
It can do that. Yeah, it can do that there, but generally speaking, that it's very short lived. It doesn't amount to much.
No, it's not like you have to shovel anything.
Yeah. So I can live with little short stints of maybe 20-degree weather, but I'm not interested in being in this for months at a time. No. I'm really getting sick of this. It's playing havoc with my arthritis. And yeah, I think Hot Springs would probably be a pretty decent place to live. It's not in a coastal state, so I don't have to worry about, hurricanes coming through.
Or the humidity.
Yeah. And I don't have to worry about being on an earthquake fault. falling into the center of the earth and being swallowed by magma.
Well, I'm kind of waiting for California to slide away because then we are oceanfront. I'm just saying the property values will go up.
See, Movie Buff says Elvis travels mowed Rosie's grass in California the other day. So talking about the Elvis Travels channel, mowed Rosie's grass in California the other day.
30s here and wind chill feels like 28. Where are you, Leanna?
She's up on the East Coast.
Okay. That's like a bitter cold.
So Mark Lindsay says, if you write them out in word form, let's see, I probably need to read up on something he said. Well, maybe not. Okay. If you write them out in word form, the number 40 is the lowest number in which the letters are in alphabetical order.
Wow. What else do you do with your time, Mark? I'm sorry. I'm a guest here.
Mark says that he is in Oregon. We've been waiting for California to fall into the ocean for years.
No kidding.
I think it's a matter of time, but I don't think we'll see it in our lifetime. They'll probably self-destruct before they get to the point where they fall in the ocean. At the rate they're going out there with their tax rates and stuff.
I have to talk to Cool 2D with touch. Don't even think about snow. It's a novelty thing. I grew up in Canada, so I skated, I sledded, I snowmobiled, I did it all, but there comes a point. It just isn't worth it anymore.
Well, I lost my love for winter, if you can even say that I ever had any, when I was about 10 years old. No, about 12 maybe. I got snowed in at school for a week.
Oh, good.
That's all it took for me.
No, I loved winter as a kid. I mean, I played hockey right up till I was 55. I just, but it was all indoors, and there was beer in the dressing room.
Yeah, yeah. When I was a little kid, we're talking 6, 7 years old, I loved to go out to play in the snow. But as soon as I got in the snow and found out it was cold, I wanted back in the house where it was warm.
Yeah.
That's my mama didn't raise a stupid child,
Well, we would skate outdoors until our feet froze, and then those big garbage mitts, we'd put them on our toes to warm up. We'd be crying. This is when I'm 5, 6 years old. Mm-hmm. They didn't have indoor rinks. Well, they did, but you only got to play in them if you made the playoffs. So we always played outdoors.
Well, I can remember when I was little, Mom and Dad take me out on a sled, to take me down the road. And their big thing was they wanted to whip that sled, they wanted to try to get it going as fast on the ice as they could get it going, and then just let it fling with me on it.
Oh, I did that to my little brother.
I didn't like that. Well, if you just wanted to pull me along on the sled, at a nice little pace, whatever, I was fine with that. Don't be trying to fling me into orbit.
Well, we did that with inner tubes. We would do that on the ice, on the lakes and the rivers when they were frozen. And we would try and knock the guy off. That was the fun of it. And because my little brother wasn't as smart as I was, he was always the one that went flying.
Well, at our school, we had a great big hill there at the school where the kids like to get on sleds and inner tubes and cardboard and everything, and slide down that hill. I was not one of them. I was never one of the people that wanted to live dangerously kind of thing. And I saw so many of them when they went down that hill, then smack their face on the ice and end up bloody, where they busted their nose or, cut their chins open and everything else. And I'm like, why would anybody want to do that? Why do you want to, live so dangerously that you maim yourself? What
it's
is
a rush.
Yeah, I not for me. No, I like nice and safe and calm. And
I think Hawaii is a place you might want to go to.
No, Surrounded by too much water. No.
Oh, I love Hawaii.
No coastal states. That's out for me.
Really?
No.
I love water.
I don't mind if I can sit on the bank and fish and then go home away from the water. I don't get out on the water. I'm not a boater. Sitting on the bank and fling a line out there, I can do that. But
I couldn't.
I'm not a water person.
Well, my friends asked me to go fishing with them all the time, and I said, "Nah, it's a waste of a good boat ride." Because you just sit there. What the hell? You got an engine behind you, man. Let's move.
No, but see, I like to fish because I catch the fish. I'm not one of these catch and release people either. You catch the fish. Now, I'll release it if it isn't big enough. You get some little thing, that you use for bait. I'm not interested in that. I'll throw you back. But if I'm going to go fishing, I'm fishing for food. Okay, because I'm going to gut them, clean them, and they're going in my freezer or in the skillet. I'm a catch and keeper person.
I'm
not wasting my time out there to terrorize the fish. I'm going to go catch them and kill them.
See, I'd much rather go water skiing or kneeboarding.
No.
Any day of the week.
No, not for me.
Fishing, you just said, okay, let's throw the anchor and sit here. Well, I can do that on the beach.
See, let's throw the line in and catch dinner. Have a nice mess of fresh fish for dinner.
When I was a kid, I did that, but not anymore.
I'm not one of these. Let's go out here and throw the line in and terrorize the fish all day. I've got better things to do with my time. No, I'm not interested in that. Let's catch dinner.
They go out and drink. In Canada, they do a lot of ice fishing. Mm-hmm. And they've set up their little sheds, and some of them are so fanatical about it. And the sheds fall into the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When spring comes, they don't want to get off.
Yeah.
And put a boat on there and go for a ride. I just don't like fishing. I don't mind fishing, and I'll go for a boat ride, and I'll spend a week there one afternoon on the boat with everybody, but I just can't fish and sit there. I'm just too fidgety.
Well, I can do other things while I fish. You throw the line out there and you can read, or you can write, or I could sit there and with my crochet stuff, and crochet something. There's a lot of different things that I can do while I'm sitting there. I can carve, I can whittle me out some fishing lures. There's a lot of things I can do while I'm sitting there waiting for the fish to strike. But basically,
I'm not going to crochet while I sit there for a fish.
You fling the line out there, and if you ain't caught nothing in about 15 minutes, then you need to move your spot because there ain't no fish down there.
The bathroom. I'm not reading enough. Some of the stuff in there is really scary.
Oh, let's see. Mark
Hawaii is a beautiful spot, Mark.
Yeah, he's
I've
saying
been
that
like 14 times. So
Hawaii is great. I remember it got down to 52 degrees one night. I had to close the window and put a blanket on the bed.
Yeah, that's what we do here in Arizona in February, March.
I know people that live there, and they say it's very pretty, but they also have said that it is not as modern as what we have here in the contiguous 48.
No, it's not.
And you don't have the stores and things that you have there. It's hard to get stuff shipped to you because of them being out on the island. That the traffic can be absolutely horrid. So you got to kind of watch what you're doing as far as time of day goes. And it is expensive to live there.
It's very expensive, actually. We always rented. I've been like 12, 14 times. When I was working, I'd take a month off and we'd rent a condo right in Waikiki and rent a car for the first week, go around the island. Mm-hmm. And then the next 3 weeks we'd be in Waikiki. But when you take the car out, you can go out to get Costco, and the price isn't too bad there. You fill up your freezer and use a month's worth of food, and you get to see the North Shore and all that other good stuff. I love Hawaii.
Well, when I was working, my boss was looking for somebody to go to Hawaii to get information from their courthouses there for the company, but she had to preface this with, It's the same amount of money. You have to cover your own travel expenses, and it's going to be extremely expensive to park there. Plus, you'll have to rent your own car. Well, we weren't making that much money here, let alone go to Hawaii and have to pay all of our own expenses. I guess if you need a big tax write-off, that might be okay. But I don't think she ever found anybody that was willing to take her up on that deal.
I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it.
When I got to look at that, I thought, well, you pay your own travel expenses. You have to rent your own car. You're going to pay your own parking that's astronomical, plus your own hotel and all that kind of thing. And you're not getting any kind of raise out of this. It's the same amount of money that we're making here. Why would anybody be dumb enough to want to do that unless you just want to see Hawaii? But if you're working, how are you going to see Hawaii?
Why? Take the 2 weeks and go and spend the money on yourself, not not the company.
I mean, it's a tax write-off if you go to do company stuff, but wow. I thought, no, I'm not interested in.
No. Why would they foot the bill for that?
Well, because we're independent contractors.
Oh, okay.
Since you're an independent contractor, then you're responsible for, paying your own way and everything. But, there should be some reward out of, making the effort to go do something like that. I would think, the
airfare alone is $600 or $700.
If I'm going to go through all that effort to do something special for the company, I expect the company's going to do a little something special for me. But no such thing.
Did anybody bite?
Not that I know of. I never heard of anybody taking her up on it.
If you're living there, maybe, but not for work.
The kind of person she was, I think she'd have been bragging on it had she found somebody to take her up on it. But
conversation about being too childish, but she didn't have the password to get into my fort. How about just a pear knife? Get through that cardboard.
Now, everybody be sure and check out everybody else's channel, and be sure you put the thumbs up on this video tonight. I really appreciate it if you do that. Hit that thumbs up. Share it around so that everybody knows what we're doing here. We're going to be here probably in about another 20 minutes. And, get the other folks in here. The more people we have in here, the more networking that can be done.
Mark is absolutely nuts there. The traffic in Hawaii. He's right. Other than that, it was about as expensive as Southern California. And he's right about that, too. But they tax them so badly in Hawaii and California.
Yeah.
Obviously gas, because the shipping costs is higher there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more people on bikes. You see a few crazy Hawaiians dancing down the street. Some of the things you see on Kalakaua, which is the main drag along Waikiki at night, is phenomenal. There are some talented street artists there.
Mm-hmm.
There's people, the ones that dress up and paint themselves and just stand still. Have you ever seen those?
No.
They have them in Vegas too. People dress up like war, like the old toys, the war soldiers, the green things.
Yeah.
They would put the helmet on and be painted all green in fatigues, and they stand on a soapbox and they just don't move. They just stay like that for hours on end. And then people tip them or they'll go by and they'll scare the crap out of them. And
I used to do
from experience.
I used to do freeze modeling when I was in my late teens, early 20s, but it was in a window, store windows, and they have us, put on outfits, whatever, clothes they was trying to sell. Sometimes it was bridal gowns. Sometimes it was just evening wear, whatever, and you'd stand in the store window and strike the pose, and people come up and they'd make faces at you and all kinds of stuff, trying to get you to crack up or move or something. But yeah,
I used where to do that. Fear of snow came from.
But yeah, I used to do that, and it was a lot of fun. People couldn't get me to crack up, because once I made my focus, that's where my focus stayed until I was ready to change poses.
Mr. Doughboy uses tinfoil for his fort. That also repels aliens.
I use tinfoil for my hats. That way nobody can read my mind.
Nobody can read your mind without the tinfoil.
Mark says
You-
gas was 20 cents more per gallon in California than it was in Hawaii.
Was it? When was this?
Movie Buff says I saw Dan Ho live years ago when I went.
Don Ho. Don Ho, tiny bubbles.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
Luana Pierce says they're called living statues. What
Yes, thank
you
you,
talking
Ann.
about?
You must have seen them out east then, because the living statues are they're phenomenal. You know, you go up by them, and I looked at it, and he just looked like it was a statue there. And I tugged on his coat, and he slapped my hand. So I left him $1 and smiled.
I think Luana wants me to make her a tinfoil hat.
Those are easy. Just go to the dollar store, get a tinfoil thing, and mold it. And you can do lots of things with it. You can even have horns.
Yeah, you can put horns on it. You can be a Viking. All right, Scott, care if I ask you a personal question?
Go ahead.
Would you like to see my monkey?
I don't know. Use the 8-ball for it. The 8-ball will finally say yes to me. The 8-ball hates me.
Oh, mercy. I've asked Al and I've asked Matt, and it was your turn. He's thinking to himself right now. Everybody's saying, I ain't never going to come on her show again. I ain't never going to do this again.
No. But I'll have to run some things by you before we talk.
Oh, my.
Fact. There is a city named Rome on every continent but Antarctica. There's a lot of cities on Antarctica that aren't named there. That didn't come out right.
Let's see here. Quebec City, Canada has about as much street crime as Disney World.
Okay, that's something to think about.
So I throw that out there.
The longest hiccups on record lasted 69 years. I think I'd leap off a bridge if I had hiccups for 69 years. Actually, I have a cure for hiccups. If you ever get them, it works every time.
Okay.
You take one deep breath and hold it as long as you can. Exhale it. Do that another time. Do that 3 times, and you exhale, but you got to hold it as long as you can.
Okay.
And then blow it all out. Do that 3 times, and your hiccups will be gone.
I haven't had the hiccups in years.
I haven't either, but I mean, when I do get them, that's what I do to get rid of them.
Yeah.
It works every time. Fact. It's a Scott fact, but it works for me.
I don't think anybody ever figured out what actually causes hiccups, did they?
Well, I think it's air in the lungs somehow. I know, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, if it's air in the lungs, you'd think Dolly Parton would have them all the time.
She doesn't have it in the lungs. She has it on the lung. Big difference. And you brought it up, not me.
Movie Buff says do that 10 times and hold the last one and you'll pass out.
As well, yes, you will. That's why you see it took a while to figure that out. You're smarter than your name puts up there.
Take a deep breath, hold it till you turn blue and pass out, and you'll forget about the hiccups.
And the truth is, it's only 7 times before you pass out.
Luana says Japan is facing a ninja shortage. There is a high demand for ninja shows, but it is dying tradition, and companies have trouble time finding properly trained ninjas.
Okay.
So you might want to think of taking that on, so, because they probably pay big bucks for that.
No. The only problem is I couldn't be stealth. My ankles creak all the time.
Yeah.
So
I don't have anything that doesn't snap, crackle, or pop.
My ankle, I could never be a burglar. I'd be walking in the house and go.
Yeah. It's probably been, oh, good God. This was back about 1996. I was working in a factory in the office, and a couple of us girls was going out for break, out into the break room, which was out in a great big warehouse. And so everything in there echoes, and so we're walking out through there. And as I'm walking, you hear this click, 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 click. And she's saying, do you have taps or something on your shoes? And I said, no. And she said, well, what's making that noise? I said, my ankles.
My ankles have creaked for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
My ankles crack and pop. When I first put my feet to the floor of a morning, every joint in my feet pops. It sounds like you got a bowl of Rice Krispies going.
Oh, I'm not that bad. Portal Woodwork just showed up. Thank you.
Hey, Portal, good to see you. That's David.
David was at my live stream last week.
Yeah, we got a lot of good supporters that come in here to the room. I'm really proud of everybody that comes in. It's a great group of people to be around, and very supportive people too. I'm going to be doing some, well, first of all, tonight, I'm going to put up another Heifer Haven. So anybody that's been jonesing wanting another Heifer Haven, I will do that later this evening. And I'm going to be doing a video here before long. I'm not real sure how I'm going to do it because of my tower being down, but I'm going to figure out a way to do this. I'm going to make a sticker board. And it's a very unusual sticker board that I'm going to make. I've never seen anybody do one like this before, but it's a repurposed sticker board, and I'm going to make a video on how I do it, and I'll be having that up as soon as I can figure out how I'm going to do this, because all my editing software was on the tower.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to download some stuff to this laptop so that I can keep functioning until I get my
what
tower
editing
back.
software do you use?
Well, I had Camtasia, and I had Wondershare Filmora.
Yeah. Filmora's not.
Yeah, Filmora's pretty easy to use. It took me a while because, I'm technically challenged to begin with, and it was pull your hair out for the first several sessions of it, but I finally figured out how to use it. Camtasia is not really that much different, but it's got a lot of extra bells and whistles and stuff in it.
Yeah, Camtasia's with the lettering and stuff you can do. Yeah.
So I'm going to have to download probably Wondershare or something on this simple, that doesn't take up a lot of space, so that I can do a little bit of editing until such time as I get the tower back. It's right now we've sent off the hard drive to the warranty place, and they have to take a look at it and figure out in their infinite wisdom that it is actually blown, because they're not going to take anybody's word for anything. And once they figure out, it's locked up. It ain't doing nothing. The spindles won't spin in it. So it's not going to take them very long to figure out that, this thing's trash, and send me a new one. And then I got to take it to my tech guy and have him install it, which is another process because he's had to tear down the entire computer. The the hard drive was buried. So he had to tear the whole computer down in order to take the hard drive out of it. So now he's got to reassemble the computer, and then he's got to get the operating system in and configure everything and do the updates and, all that stuff. So I figure, it's going to take him a week or two to get everything organized.
Well, make sure you put in an SSD drive. The solid state drives.
No, this one wasn't a solid state drive.
No, but that's what you have to put in.
Well, I don't think so in mine. So mine's a custom. My computer's a custom. It's it's not an HP or Dell or anything. This was custom parts and pieces.
Yeah, you could fit an SSD drive in there.
Well, they're gonna send me back whatever it is that was taken out of it because it's under warranty. So they're gonna send me comparable parts. But Luana says that she wants. Whoa!
No, Luana, no.
She wants a little cowbell.
I can handle that one.
There's the little cowbell.
The big one I handle.
So there's a little cowbell. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Super chats go toward the payment of the postage for the giveaways that I do here on the channel. And unfortunately, last month there was not enough money to get me a check coming in this month, but there should be a check coming in next month. So anything that you give now will go on that check. And when I get a check in here from YouTube next month, then I will be doing giveaway. And I've got, you should see the stack. Lord have mercy. There's a stack probably 30 inches tall over there by about 18 inches wide of stuff to give away. So I've got a lot of things to choose from to do the giveaways and stuff with. And the more money that we get in to go toward the postage, the more stuff that I can give away on the channel. You know, I love to give stuff away to you folks, and that's the way we do it. I'm on Social Security, so, you know, there's only so much I can do with my Social Security check. I have to rely on donations in order to do the giveaways. Let's see here.
Fact, the chicken and the ostrich are the closest living relatives to T-Rex. No way.
Yeah, I know chickens are because, you know, if you look at the feet on a chicken, they still have like the scales that would be on a dinosaur or on, you know, what they call the dragon scales, the prehistoric looking feet.
Well, the T-Rex had to have been the most angry of the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his arms were so short, he couldn't even scratch his head properly.
Yeah. Well, that or anything else.
I can't scratch my head.
Couldn't make the bed either.
So what you didn't see was my leg was thumping at the same time.
Linda says, my son's favorite joke is, what is a fish's fear of the computer? Getting caught in the internet. Mark Lindsay says, fact, that slidey thing used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a brandcock device, or brandnock.
Brandnock. Yes, I knew that. I knew that.
Oh, Portal Woodworks. He sent one in. He wants me to dance. We don't have the lights tonight because Matt's not here with the lights, but, you know, I'll do a little dance.
Yeah, I don't dance.
You sing that old 40s song, I Don't Dance, Don't Ask Me?
Okay, that's a little far back for me.
I'm showing my age. I'm older than you.
The last dear trooper, you know, I can't dance. That's my generation.
Now Matt's a dancer. Matt gets out there and dances and whoops it up and gets in the dance contests and wins trophies and all kinds of things. So yeah, hey,
for Matt.
He likes to cut a rug. But yeah, I do whatever the people want me to do. I try to do it for them. Like last week, we had them kids come in, and bless their hearts, they're saying, raise the roof, raise the roof. And I thought, you know, they was talking about raise the roof, you know. And so I'm sitting here doing the raise the roof. And what they wanted me to do was raise the curtain on their channel. I know they had to be sitting there saying, what the hell is that old lady doing? And finally, somebody told me that they want you to raise the curtain on their channel. I said, oh, that's what you want. Well, Lord have mercy. We'll give you what you want if we can figure out what it is. Matt, can you raise the curtain? And so he's frantically working in the background trying to get the curtain raised on their channel.
It's the little things that make life worth living.
I know them kids thought we'd come in here and this is our grandma.
Raise the curtain.
I get tickled, you know, at some of these memes and stuff that they put up on Facebook. Have you seen that one where it's a little boy in diapers and he's standing there with a phone up to his face, and then the caption on it says, oh, for crying out loud, Grandma, all you have to do is hit Alt Delete. Control Alt Delete, Grandma, that's all it takes.
Well, it's, you know, it's kind of circle of life, right? You start off in diapers and you end up in them. Sooner or later.
Well, I'll tell you, that's how I feel, because I am so technically challenged with the computer stuff that it is not even funny. And, you know, I'm having to ask kids on, look, Don't make fun of me, okay? But I don't know how to do this. Can you explain this in terms that I can understand? Because they're raised with it, you know, from the time they can walk and talk, they're already on a computer knowing how to do all this stuff. And I wasn't raised with it. So, you know, it's a challenge for me.
Well, I let them show me, and then I try and fix it. I didn't like the way they did it. I'm not stubborn. I'm set in my ways. There's a difference.
Well, and then a lot of times, even though they tell me how to do stuff, it still doesn't work the way they said it would work. You know, like today, I was having issues with my camera, trying to get the webcam hooked up, and so you know, I'm calling people, asking, okay, now how do I configure this to get it to work? And they're telling me, well, you do this, do this, do this. I'm doing it, and it, you know, it's telling me that it had all the drivers and everything that it needed. There wasn't anything to upgrade, but it still's not recognizing it. So, you know, they said, well, if it says that it's got it all, it should work. And I said, well, that's what I thought. But I figured you knew more about it than me. Maybe you could tell me how to get it to work. I don't know.
Explain something over a phone or like this on which buttons to click and where to go. I've been in places I shouldn't be.
Oh, let's see. Frankie says, I was hit with a challenge to make something from scraps for profit. I have 4 hours to complete it. Wow. Good luck.
Well, just file them down and make toothpicks, big toothpicks.
Oh, mercy. Well, it depends on what your scraps are. I mean, a lot of times I can figure out, you know, something to make. It just depends on what I have to work with, you know.
You know what you could do is cut out a hole out of a scrap piece of wood and make a drink holder.
That or candle holder or
whatever.
birdhouse.
You know, you have
one piece of
wood where you can't glue it for 12 hours if you only got 4.
Yeah. Well, you can make a simple birdhouse with if you got some lumber and a saw and some nails. Let's see. Luanna's telling Jeff, I don't think she saw your question. See. Wants to know if you ever made a ring. What kind of a ring? I've made a lot of rings. I will wire wrap stones and make rings. As a matter of fact, I just got some citrine, and they're too big for making rings. They're more for wire wrapping and making pendants and stuff out of.
I like that, Mark. If you taught your grandparents how to send a text in the last 7 years, you're not old enough to drink.
Mark Lindsay says, fact, Old Town Quebec City is the only walled city in North America.
I knew that. I'm Canadian.
I did not know that.
We had to take some of that in history when I was a kid. How I remembered it is another story.
Porter Woodworks is complimenting my hairdo. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate that. Simple to take care of, I'll tell you that. Compared to, you know, I used to have waist length hair. I don't know if anybody remembers me when I had my hair clear to my waist, but that took hours. This is much simpler. Yeah, if there's another kind of ring that you're thinking of, just, you know, let me know. But yeah, I've made them, but they're wire wraps. You know, I don't deal with like sterling settings and that sort of thing. I had somebody ask me a while back to make one for them. They had an opal they wanted me to set in a sterling setting and all that. I said, no, I'm not a jeweler. I make some jewelry, but that does not make me a jeweler. Let's see here. I hear some twinking and pinking going on, and I don't know where exactly that it's coming from.
I made a ring once. It was leftover tinfoil from a hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I made them out of plastic leg bands that you put on chickens.
Yeah. Hind fingers.
Oh, well, listen, we've been going for over an hour here, so we probably need to be thinking about shutting this down. But I really appreciate you sitting in for Matt tonight. And I hope you had a good time.
Oh, always, always.
It was good to have you on.
It was fun. It was fun.
We've never done a show together before.
No, we have not.
And you're thinking, and we won't do one again either.
No, I'm just figuring out how to take out Matt.
Well, and anytime that he can't make it, I'm always looking for somebody to sit in for him. So if you want me to put you there in the batch of folks, I can do that. And
sure, just message me and I'll let you know if I'm available.
Okay, sounds good. I sure appreciate that. And thanks to everybody in the chat. I sure appreciate you showing up tonight. I hope y'all had a good time out there. And thanks you for the super chats, Luana and David. Greatly appreciated. And it'll go toward the postage for the giveaway next month.
Check out everybody's channel, and if you haven't given thumbs up yet, please do.
And look for the Heifer Haven that I'm going to put up later tonight. And Scott's show is going to be in about an hour. So did you drop the link out there for everybody so they know where to find it?
No.
Well, you ought to do that so that everybody can get over there. And if they're not subscribed to you, they can get subscribed, and they can hit the red button, the like button, the
I'm not big on promotion. I just worry about whoever shows up.
I don't have you wrenched. Do I? Yes, I do. I've got you wrenched. Okay.
Yeah. I've already posted it.
All right, good. Well, yeah. So everybody can go over there to his channel and check him out.
It's not so much fun.
hit the reminder and hit the bell and all that, so you're alerted every time that he does his show. And we will see you over at Scott's channel in a little while, and leave comments there on my Heifer Haven. I'll get back to you. So with all that being said, we're going to shut her down for tonight, and we'll see you on the interwebs.
Thanks, Mark.